This is RTV6 News at 7, working for you.
I'm Amanda Starantino. You're watching the news at 7. Tonight, the questions continue surrounding a scary scene in downtown Indianapolis. Investigators are still trying to figure out how an SUV drove off the 4th floor of a parking garage, killing a man and woman inside. The garage is next to City Market on East Market Street. Fire officials are calling the situation a tragic accident. A slab of concrete also fell from the parking garage along with the SUV. There were several people in the area who say they heard it happen.
A lot of people came out right after it happened and trying to assist, and it's just unfortunate.
When I noticed what had actually happened, seeing the parking garage, obviously you can kind of connect the dots from that point. Saw the SUV started to smoke.
The property manager and city engineers inspected the parking garage this afternoon. The city says it does not look like the garage will need to be demolished. And as we learn more about what led to this parking garage crash, we will keep you updated on air and online at theindychannel.com. RTV6 is working to get answers for a Johnson County family after they say a moving company caused thousands of dollars worth of damage to their belongings while moving them to a storage facility. They want the company to pay for that damage. RTV6's Nicole Griffin reports they have a warning for other families who are looking for movers.
Many of the items inside the storage unit simply cannot be replaced. They have been passed down throughout the family, and they have a sentimental value. For instance, this antique here that's now in several pieces.
It was on the floor.
This small box full of broken items doesn't even begin to show everything Teresa Turner says is damaged after moving. She hired All My Son's moving company after selling her home to move her belongings into a storage unit. And she says she was shocked at the work that was done.
When we went the first day and opened the first unit, it was horrifying.
She says her Christmas items that were all neatly packed inside totes were scattered across the storage unit. Furniture stored on top of boxes with fragile items inside. She estimates in total around $5,500 worth of damage was caused.
Some of the things that were damaged cannot be replaced.
She filed a damage claim with the company and is hoping to get the full $5,500 reimbursed for all the items damaged. All My Son says, as a gesture of good faith and desire to provide excellent customer service, they have offered Teresa a settlement. They say they had no control of her belongings stored in a third-party storage unit, and they say they are still open to a reasonable resolution, but have offered $500 in good faith. Working for you in Johnson County, Nicole Griffin, RTV6.
Nicole, thank you. And an important reminder from the Better Business Bureau: when it comes to hiring a moving company, make sure your mover provides full value protection insurance for any lost or damaged items. You can find more important reminders to keep your valuables and your money safe at theindychannel.com. RTV6 is stepping in to help residents with this pile of trash that's become a huge problem. We've been working to figure out who is responsible, and now we have an answer and a resolution. A frustrated tenant at Valley Ridge Apartments on the southeast side reached out to RTV6 after this pile of trash continued to pile up at a dumpster. Residents say sometimes the problem gets so bad cars can't even get around the garbage, and they are worried about safety and sanitation.
It's like a giant mountain of trash bags, so I don't know what's going on with that, but it's definitely an eyesore, and I think it's a safety hazard too, for not just for people's kids, but for people like me who have pets that walk them out here all the time.
Today, the apartment complex tells us the trash problem is the fault of Republic Trash Services, which they say has not been picking up the garbage. RTV6 was there this afternoon when Republic crews showed up and cleaned up the mess. Our goal is to improve your life however we can. If you have a problem and you're at your wit's end, connect with RTV6. Send us a message at workingforyou@rtv6.com or on Facebook. Now to the forecast. It's another windy day. Storm Team 6 Chief Meteorologist Kevin Gregory joins us now. Kevin.
And those winds at least brought in warmer temperatures. Yesterday stuck in the 50s. Today we made it to 65 in Indianapolis along the Wabash River. Lafayette down to Terre Haute. 66, the warmest in the state, southern Indiana. Temperature right now, we're down to 60 already. This temperature will stabilize a bit. It will not be as cool overnight tonight as it was this morning. 59 in Bloomington. We'll see an increase in the cloud cloud cover, and this south wind will help keep temperatures propped up a bit. Notice it's calmed down quite a bit. We'll still have some 20-mile-per-hour gusts in central Indiana, but not as strong as where we've been. It's happening. Opening night for the Indiana Pacers. Temperature 60 degrees as all the fans wander in for the game. Coming back out after the game still in the 50s, dry, partly cloudy skies. Temperatures in the 40s tomorrow morning. We start at 48. We don't warm as much as today, but we'll still hit the 60-degree mark. Notice the increase in cloud cover tomorrow. Slight chance of a few sprinkles. We'll talk about a weekend chance of rain and why I'm eyeing Halloween coming up.
Attorney General Curtis Hill shared his side of the story today in a disciplinary hearing looking into alleged misconduct. Hill is accused of groping 4 women at a bar last year. In the hearing's third day, Hill was called to the witness stand. He was not asked about the incident, which he has denied in the past. Instead, questioning focused on procedural aspects of being Attorney General. Earlier in the day, a former employee of Hill's in Elkhart County said that he used vulgarity and propositioned her for sex shortly after he was elected as Attorney General in 2016. This is a separate incident from what allegedly happened at the bar. Hill's disciplinary hearing continues the rest of the week. You can read the full details at theindychannel.com. Right now, police in Bloomington are trying to find the person who vandalized more than 100 downtown parking meters. Investigators say 125 meters were sprayed with green and pink paint, and the coin and card slots of the machines were filled with expanding foam. The damage was discovered this morning. Police say it will cost about $5,000 to fix. They will not be ticketing drivers who park in front of the damaged meters, but expect to have them fixed soon. Investigators are looking through downtown surveillance footage to find a suspect. If you know anything, get in touch with the Bloomington Police Department. It's another tool meant to help keep Indianapolis safe. Today, Mayor Joe Hogsett and IMPD Chief Brian Roach rolled out Business Link Indy, or B-Link. The program connects police with security camera systems owned by businesses and residents across the city. The goal here is to better respond, investigate, and deter crime. Right now, IMPD is piloting B-Link with several community and business partners.
The mayor mentioned Big Red Liquors and also Goodwill Industries. They are the ones that have kind of stepped forward in this project, B-Link Indy Pro, in order to get us started, right? So it's going to allow us to kind of test this and see how it works. And so we are so appreciative of that.
Homeowners can also register their private security cameras with B-Link. Those videos, however, cannot be accessed by law enforcement. Instead, if there's a crime reported in your neighborhood, detectives can reach out to registered B-Link participants to request the footage. The mayor and IMPD also took safety to the streets this afternoon on a monthly safety walk. This time, Hogsett and IMPD Chief Brian Roach led the walk through the Kennedy King neighborhood on the north side. They were joined by community leaders and beat officers from IMPD's East District. The Marion County Health Department will offer 2 more flu shot clinics tomorrow. First from 9 to 11 at Cathedral Kitchen on North Pennsylvania Street, and from 4 to 6 at Inglewood Christian Church on Rural Street. Flu vaccines cost $20 for people ages 2 and older. They are free for kids under 2. These latest clinics come 2 days after the health department announced the state's first flu-related death this season. It started with a request for a shower instead of a tub so she and her veteran husband could be more comfortable. But it sparked so much more than that. Today, 80 members of the Home Depot Foundation and the Hamilton County Veterans Service Commission put in a lot of work at the home of the Hestons. Kerry Heston served in the Army. He recently had emergency eye surgery, and his wife, Sherry, has had to work multiple jobs to cover the bills. So when this group said they'd be doing massive renovations on her home for free, she was overwhelmed.
I'm very humbled, and I'm very grateful to all of the volunteers.
The team repaired floors, installed new bathroom items, and did work all over the house to improve it. The Celebration of Service campaign to improve the lives and homes of veterans around the country runs through Veterans Day. Testimony on hold in Washington today after Republicans break the rules to storm a closed-door hearing. And later, as the nation searches for answers in vaping deaths, we go inside the process of making liquids for vapes and e-cigarettes. This is the news on RTV6. We'll be right back.
RTV6 is working for you.
This is the news at 7 on RTV6. Today, an attorney general released an explosive report on sexual assaults within the Catholic Church. In Colorado, they reviewed records from the past 70 years for the 3 biggest dioceses and found 166 cases of child sexual abuse. 90 of those victims were abused by 3 priests alone. The report also found that half of all victims were abused by priests after the church had been warned about them. A representative for the Denver Archdiocese says the church has taken steps to address the issue and has made reporting easier. Now to the latest on the impeachment inquiry into President Trump, where some Republicans tried to storm the hearing today. ABC's Rachel Scott reports they caused so much disruption the closed-door testimony was put on hold.
In Washington, the standoff between Republicans and Democrats reaching a boiling point. Frustrated House Republicans barging into a closed-door hearing in a secure room in the Capitol with their cell phones, disrupting the testimony of a key witness in protest of the ongoing impeachment investigation. Intel Chair Adam Schiff says the interviews are conducted privately so witnesses cannot coordinate testimony. Republicans on the committees investigating impeachment are in the room, but Republicans outside those committees are demanding more transparency.
There's no reason why the American public shouldn't be able to watch this in real time live. This is a process lacking legitimacy, credibility, and fairness.
Democrats urging their colleagues across the aisle to follow the rules.
Republican members who are not on the committee's jurisdiction try to go into a secured area. They also brought in their cell phones, which is a violation. They violated the House rules.
That latest round of questioning put on pause hours after yesterday's explosive testimony by the top U.S. diplomat in Ukraine, Bill Taylor. Behind closed doors, Taylor, a West Point graduate and Vietnam veteran, gave his detailed account of how the Ukraine saga unfolded. He says he was told 8 separate times that President Trump demanded pressure be put on Ukraine to investigate 2016 election interference and Joe Biden and his son. Some Democrats say it was the most shocking testimony they've heard yet.
This is my most disturbing day in Congress so far.
But the impeachment investigation started with one whistleblower sounding the alarm. President Trump asking where that intelligence official is, as some lawmakers in his party want more details.
I'm not going to let a Democrat tell me there's nothing there. This is terrible, and a Republican say there's nothing there. So I don't know.
While some Republicans continue to rush to the president's defense, others, like Senator John Thune, say they want more transparency. But he also says, based on the reporting so far, the picture coming out is not a good one. Rachel Scott, ABC News, Washington.
Coming up, health officials say you should not vape, but vaping advocates say it saved them inside the process of creating vaping e-liquids as researchers struggle to answer the country's vaping problem.
Friday night dry, but looking ahead to the weekend, our rain chances increase first from the south. We'll finish this timeline. If you've got weekend plans, you'll want to hear about it.
300 Empire. Today. This is RTV6 News at 7, working for you.
As the debate surrounding vaping continues, what do the companies behind the products have to say? Alicia and Neveves sat down with one to get their perspective.
Making vape juice, the liquid inside e-cigarettes, is a complicated process.
The degradants to nicotine are oxygen in the air.
That George Castle Smith,
light from sources of natural nicotine degradator,
can talk to you for hours about.
When you pacifize it, you essentially smooth it out with...
Castle Smith's knowledge of e-juice and the electronic tobacco business stems from his family's long history in traditional tobacco. In the early 1900s, his great-grandfather ran a company around flavoring tobacco. Now, in 2019, it's in his hands.
I lost my father due to cigarettes. Had 3 heart attacks, 2 strokes, cancer twice. And that's why I entered into manufacturing e-juice. I'd like to try and help people that are nicotine dependent with a safer alternative.
When it comes to the safety of vaping, the Center for Disease Control says more than 1,000 people around the country who have reported a history of vaping have been hospitalized with lung illnesses. More than 24 of those people have died.
For the last 10 years, there's been relatively no health risks associated with it, or very low. Now, all of a sudden, people are dropping like flies. And what has been new that's been introduced.
The CDC is still trying to figure that out. Meanwhile, George Castle Smith decided to test every product e-liquid tech makes.
And what did those tests kind of reveal to you?
That we were not introducing a biological problem to the e-juice that we compound. I have a hypothesis that it is cannabis related.
Around 78% of people who have come down with a vaping-related illness or who have died reported using THC liquids in their e-cigarettes. But the CDC has not definitively pointed to that being the cause of this outbreak.
I asked the CDC and the FDA to carefully look at that delineation and to scrutinize what these ailments are associated with.
Answers could help his business.
If this had been a normal month of production, I would be up to the ceiling over here.
They could help his conscience.
With people dying, I need answers. I need to sleep well at night.
And they could help families all over the country.
I couldn't imagine losing a child, but I lost my father. And this product might have been able to help him.
I'm Alicia Nieves.
With people growing brands on social media like Instagram, one country is finding it's too much of a good thing. Travel influencers have been flocking to the Philippines for the last several years. The publicity has led to a huge spike in visitors, and some hotels and businesses say they are overwhelmed. The Huffington Post reports visitors leave tons of trash behind and that towns don't have the infrastructure to keep up with demands. Businesses are increasing their prices to profit from the tourists, but that is hurting the locals. About 25% of the country's population lives in poverty. Now, some resorts are refusing to work with influencers. Interesting stuff.
It's amazing what a single picture can do for an image, right? I mean, it just makes, wow, I got to see that.
Yeah.
Maybe one single day in the 7-day forecast will catch your eye. Maybe it's Saturday, because if you have plans, looks like it'll be wet, especially to the south and southeast. I'll meet you right over here. That wasn't a long walk. Temperature 60 degrees right now. We're down 5 degrees from the afternoon high, from Montgomery County down into Putnam, from Crawfordsville through Bainbridge to Greencastle and Culverdale, 58 degrees. Headlines this evening, obviously big night at a Bankers Life Fieldhouse as the Pacers kick off the season. The wind is calming down, will continue to do so this evening, and then tomorrow a noticeably better day in the sense that it won't be so windy. Partly cloudy tonight, temperatures dropping into the 50s now into the 40s by morning. As you look to the west, you can see the bloom of the setting sun, and in the lower right-hand corner, the Pacers flag whipping in the wind. Those gusts today have been over 30 miles per hour. Tomorrow morning, as you drive to work, still a bit on the breezy side, partly cloudy. Temperatures instead of the 30s, we trade those in for the 40s. Afternoon temperatures tomorrow with increasing clouds, not quite as warm. If we see any sprinkles, there are a couple areas of showers that try to move into southwest portions of the state along Interstate 70, really. Terre Haute, Spencer, toward Bloomington, couple of sprinkles, that's it. But definite increase in the cloud cover as we go through the day tomorrow. And I think Friday will have a lot of clouds as well. Temperatures coolest to the north and west. Lafayette and Peru about 56. 61 in Indianapolis with the west wind generally around 10 miles per hour. As we look forward, Friday will end the work week cooler, 55. Lots of cloud cover through the day. Average temperatures this time of year in the low 60s, low to mid 60s, and you can see in spots it's almost 10 degrees cooler than that. Friday night football, clouds around, but we should be dry. Temperatures at kickoff 52, falling into the 40s during the games. These are playoff games. It's win or go home at this point. Into the weekend, rain develops Saturday, first to the south. Then it will lift to the north and east. The question is, how far northwest will it get? During the overnight hours Friday into Saturday, rain shows up about 7 a.m. The back edge of this creeping to the northwest. Terre Haute to Indianapolis to Muncie, that by 10 a.m. By 2, still Interstate 70 east, the best chance for some showers. Not expecting any severe weather. Temperatures next week start to cool off. We'll keep our eye just beyond the 7-day forecast. Halloween, of course, next Thursday. Wouldn't be surprised if we see a little bit of snow mixing in with some rain as the temperatures continue to fall. First snowflakes of the season. Stay tuned.
Maybe a few Elsas out there.
Oh, I'm sure there's a lot of costumes that would go perfectly with.
All right, thanks, Kevin. We will be right back with the news at 7.
Ask your doctor about Taltz.
Although they are playing an away game Sunday, November 3rd, you will still get a chance to watch the Colts with a crowd of fellow fans. The city of Carmel is hosting a watch party that day. The Colts-Steelers road game watch party is happening at Carmel's Midtown Plaza all day long. It's free and open to all with food and drink options, and you are more than welcome to bring your own, but no grilling allowed. The tailgating and party begins at 9 a.m. with kickoff at 1 that afternoon. An early party.
It's getting fun around here. I mean, the Colts are on a roll. I feel the Pacers are going to start the season hot. There's a lot to get excited about. Say hello to TJ. We call him Toby Joe. Stephen Rogers sent in a picture of his pup so I could take him for a walk this evening. Temperatures falling into the 50s, mid-50s by 11. Hello, TJ.
He looks like my little guy.
He's
Cutie
nice,
patootie.
nice and calm. Love the ears folded over.
All right. We'll see you at 11.